Some things hide in the forest. Others wait for the storm. The wind howls. The rain slams against the trees. Thunder cracks the sky open like a wound. And something moves, not running from the storm. Hunting within it. To hikers, Daniel and Mark took shelter in an abandoned ranger station deep in the Olympic National Forest. No phone signal, no help, just crumbling walls, and the storm screaming above them. But when the first howl came, they realized the thunder wasn't the loudest thing in the forest that night. This isn't folklore. This isn't a campfire story. This is a warning. It was supposed to be an easy trip. A 2-day hike. Nothing complicated. Daniel and Mark had been friends since college. Both seasoned hikers. Both comfortable being off-grid. The forecast didn't mention a storm. Not until it was too late. By the time the first winds punched through the treetops, they were already deep into the backcountry. The sky turned charcoal. The clouds collapsed into themselves. The wind roared like a living thing. Then, the rain. Not drops, sheets, walls, oceans falling sideways. Visibility dropped to zero. Their GPS failed. No trails. No markers. Only trees. Every direction. The same suffocating wall of pine, fir, and cedar. Then a shape, a structure. Half collapse. N. Old ranger station. No glass in the windows. Door hanging sideways. Roof sagging. But it was shelter. Inside, dust, rotted wood. A broken table. But dry. For now. The wind howled through the cracks. Rain slammed against the walls. And through it all, a sound. Distant. Low. Wrong. Not wind. Not thunder. Not rain. A howl. Deep. Bone. Rattling. Too low for a coyote. Too deep for a wolf. Too loud for a man. Daniel froze. Mark whispered. What was that? Then, footsteps. Heavy. Wet. Crunching. Pacing. Circling. Testing. The walls trembled. Not from the storm. From wait. Presence. Something walking. Daniel aimed the flashlight toward the broken window. Eyes not glowing. Not reflective. Black. Absorbing the light. Blinking. Once. Then again. Half a second too late. Then gone. The rain roared louder. The thunder split the sky open. And through the howling wind came the scream. Deeper. Closer. Human. But not. A warning. No. A signal. And the worst part, it wasn't alone. Daniel backed away from the window. The flashlight trembled in his hands. Mark stood frozen, shoulders pressed against the broken doorframe, staring into the black outside. The storm should have drowned everything. The rain slammed the tin roof like gunfire. The wind bent the trees sideways. Thunder rumbled so deep it felt like the ground was cracking open. But over it all, footsteps. Not one. Not two. Heavy. Deliberate, coordinated, crunching wet earth. Circling. Testing. The ranger station walls creaked. Wood trembled. Not built to withstand this. Mark whispered, "It's close, it's so close." Another scream cut through the thunder. Closer. Angrier. Followed by a crack. Not thunder. A tree splitting in half. Daniel swung the flashlight back toward the broken window. Movement. A shadow, massive, crossing from one side to the other. Shoulders as wide as the doorway, arms hanging below the knees, head low between the shoulders. It moved with impossible speed, silent except for when it wanted to be heard. Then, a second shape. Following. Larger. Heavier. The ground shook with each step. The wind shifted, and the smell hit them. Rot. Wet hair, soil, sweat, meat. Mark gagged. The beam caught the tree line. For a split second, a face, low forehead, wide nose, skin dark and rough like leather stretched over muscle, and the eyes, black, not reflecting, absorbing, watching. It blinked, a second too late, and then smiled, or at least, the skin around the mouth pulled back. Not in kindness, not in recognition. In something older, more primal. Then, boom, the side wall shuddered, a fist, a shoulder, a rock, another slam, the back wall this time. The entire station leaned. Dust exploded from the rafters. Daniel screamed, "It's trying to come in." Mark grabbed a broken table leg, useless, but held it anyway. Then footsteps on the roof. Heavy, deliberate. Boards sagged. A shadow paced above them. The floor creaked. No, the ground creaked, like something beneath them was moving. And then dash silence. Not from safety. From coordination. From intent. From something worse. The silence wasn't mercy. It was calculation. Daniel's breath caught in his throat. His ears strained against the pounding rain, searching for anything, a footstep, a breath, a sound that would tell him where they were. But there was nothing. Just wind. Just thunder. Just the heartbeat thumping against his ribs like it wanted to escape his chest. Mark gripped the broken table leg tighter, his knuckles white, his eyes locked on the splintered back wall, where the last impact nearly shattered the frame. Then, a vibration. Not outside. Underfoot. The floorboards shifted, dust trembled along the seams. Then a crack. Subtle. But close. Then, footsteps. Again. Slow. Deliberate. Inside the walls. Or was it the roof? Daniel whipped the flashlight upward. The beam caught nothing, but the sound was still there. A dragging, a shuffle, and then a whisper. Not words. Not voice, but breath. Close, wet, deep. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Mark pressed his back against the wall, but the wall pressed back. A shape bulged the wooden boards inward, not punching, not clawing, pushing, testing. Feeling the weakness. Daniel aimed the flashlight. For a second, a hand. Massive. Fingers split at the joints, thick black nails, knuckles swollen, hair dripping wet. It slid across the wall, like a spider feeling its web. Then, slam. The front door. The entire frame buckled. A second slam. The lock shattered. The door swung open, flapping wildly in the wind. But there was nothing in the doorway. Not yet. The wind howled through the open frame. Then, from the right window, a shadow. A figure. Massive. Head low. Shoulders hunched. Arms swinging as it stepped into the opening. It didn't rush. It didn't growl. It just stood, watching, breathing, measuring. The smell hit again. Rot. Wet fur, dirt, blood. Daniel raised the flashlight, and that's when he saw the second one. Crouched. Near the floor. Inside. It had slipped through the sidewall, or under it, without them hearing. Its head turned, and it smiled. Wide, wrong, broken. The storm raged, thunder screamed, but inside, it was quiet, except for the breathing. The wind ripped through the broken door. The rain now sprayed inside, soaking the rotten floorboards, plastering Daniel's jacket to his skin. But the cold didn't matter anymore, because they weren't outside. Not all of them. Daniel swung the flashlight wildly, the beam slicing through the mist and shadows inside the ranger station. There. The crouched figure, hunched in the far corner. Massive, arms folded unnaturally, legs tucked under its torso like a predator, waiting to pounce. Its chest rose and fell with long, deep breaths that rattled the air. Its eyes, dull, matte black, stared directly into his. And then it blinked, a second too late. Then the grin, too wide, too human, too wrong. A low rumble vibrated in the walls. Not thunder, a signal. Daniel spun back toward the open doorway. The standing figure stepped forward. Its shoulders scraped both sides of the frame, head low, arms swaying. It didn't charge. It didn't rush. It just closed the distance. Then another slam. From the roof, a third creature, heavier, landed hard. The rafters groaned. The ceiling sagged. Cracks split across the drywall. Rainwater poured in. Wood fibers screamed as they tore. Mark through the table leg, useless. It bounced off the crouched figure's shoulder like a twig. The thing didn't even flinch. It simply rose. Slowly. Effortlessly. Filling the corner, unfolding itself like a nightmare stretching awake. Then, the sound. A pop. A split. A crack. The back wall tore open. Not shattered. Not broken. Split. Peeled. Hands. Multiple. Gripping the seams, pulling the wall apart like peeling the skin off fruit. The rain poured through the gap. Dark shapes moved beyond. At least two more. Maybe three. The smell of wet fur, rot, and earth flooded the air. Daniel fired. Once. Twice. The deafening boom swallowed the room. The standing figure recoiled, not from injury, from surprise. But it didn't fall, didn't bleed. It blinked. Stepped back. Then roared. Not like an animal, not like a man, like something older, angrier. Something the storm itself couldn't drown out, and all the others, in unison, answered back. A chorus of thunder, of rage, of victory, because the walls were never going to be enough. Daniel backed against what remained of the corner wall, his hands trembling, breath slicing through his lungs like knives. The flashlight flickered, the rifle empty, the rounds were spent, and outside, no. Inside now, the creatures weren't moving like wild animals. They were closing in, deliberate, measuring. Enjoying the collapse. The crouched one stood fully now, blocking almost half the room with its bulk. Its breathing rumbled like an engine. Water dripped from the mats of fur covering its chest, arms, and grotesquely long hands. Behind it, the wall was entirely gone, peeled open like wet cardboard. 3 others stood just outside the opening. Massive. Unmoving. All. Watching. No blinking. No retreat. Mark pressed against Daniel, his voice barely a whisper. Run. We have to run, but where? The front door, gone. Back wall, gone. Roof, sagging under the weight of something still moving above them. Then, a shift on the roof. The beams snapped, wood exploded down into the room. Daniel dove left. Mark dove right, just in time as the roof collapsed where they had been seconds before. Through the new hole, a face, massive, mouth open, rows of teeth, flat, square, but impossibly wide, breathing, staring directly into him. The others pressed forward, from the walls, from the broken door. From the peeled open backside of the station. Every shadow became legs. Every sway became arms. Every movement became something coming in. Daniel grabbed Mark. Go now. They sprinted toward the only opening left, the hole where the back wall used to be. Thunder exploded. The storm roared. Rain blinded them. But they ran. Branches slashed their faces. Mud swallowed their boots. Behind them, footsteps. Heavy, wet, closer, louder, faster. A scream ripped the forest, a howl of pure rage. Deeper than thunder. Mark tripped. Daniel pulled him up. They didn't look back. They didn't have to. It was behind them, everywhere. The next morning, the storm was gone. The forest was silent. A search party found the ranger station, or what was left of it. Walls peeled apart, roof collapsed, massive footprints embedded deep in the mud, some over 24 inches long. The ground showed signs of struggle, deep gouges, torn earth, but no blood. No bodies. No sign of Daniel or Mark. Except half a mile down the trail, a torn backpack. Inside, a shattered phone. A single photo survived. Blurry, dark, but if you brighten it, tilt it just right, you'll see a shape. Tall. Massive. Shoulders as wide as the doorway, head low, arms long, standing at the edge of the trees, watching. Locals say the forest never gave them back. Others say they were never meant to leave, because sometimes when the storm comes, it isn't the wind that hunts. It's what walks inside it. And when the thunder fades, the forest is never empty. Never was, never will be.